The firing range echoed with laughter. Dozens of Corthan soldiers towering, armored, and smug watched as the lone human, Specialist Damon Hale, once again missed the target entirely. The practice drone zipped past him untouched, performing lazy loops, as if even they pitied him. Does the human even know how to aim? One Corthan jeered, mandibles clicking in amusement. He claims to be a marksman, another added. I think he means he marks the ground. Hale said nothing. He holstered his training pistol, shrugged, and walked off the field with the same calm expression he always wore. The Corthans chalked it up to human embarrassment. What they didn't realize was that Hale wasn't embarrassed at all. He just wasn't practicing that weapon. The siege of Basalt Fortress. Basalt Fortress was legendary across the outer rim, a slab of black rock carved into a fortress city, armed with plasma cannons so dense they formed a shimmering dome of lethal energy around it. The Corthans had taken it 6 months ago, and no coalition force had managed to crack it since. The Corthans felt invincible inside those walls. So when humans deployed a single squad, barely a dozen soldiers, many species thought it was a bureaucratic error, sending humans to punch through a shielded fortress with no artillery? Ridiculous. Even more ridiculous was seeing Damon Hale assigned as the squad's demolition specialist. He can't hit a target from 10 meters, the Corthans bragged from within the fortress. Their failure will be entertaining inside their shielded walls. They prepared to mock the humans again. Nightfall preparations. The human squad settled into the rocks overlooking the fortress. Plasma fire lit up the sky as automated defenses shredded incoming drones from other coalition forces miles away. No one had breached the perimeter in half a year. Corporal Vrenna whispered, Hale, remind me why you're carrying that giant duffel bag instead of a rifle. He gave her a small smile. Because rifles won't crack that shield. And what will? She asked. He patted the bag. It made a clinking sound, metal against metal. Improvisation. Everyone in the squad knew Hale was odd, quiet, never missed a mission, never bragged, but also never hit anything he aimed at. So, you gonna explain? Vrenna pressed. Nope. He zipped the bag shut. You'll see. They approached at midnight. The squad crawled close enough to see the shimmering arc of the shield. Anything crossing that barrier from outside would be vaporized. Anything. All right? The squad leader whispered. We wait for artillery to soften them. Hale interrupted. No artillery? Give me 90 seconds. The squad stared. We're not blowing you up because you're tired of being mocked. The leader muttered. Explain. Hale reached into the duffel and pulled out. Vrenna blinked a slingshot. Not a weapon. Not even a combat-grade tool. Just a reinforced Y-shaped frame and surgical-grade elastic bands. In the other hand, he held a smooth metal sphere, barely the size of a peanut. You're kidding, Vrenna said. Nope. The first shot. Hale placed the metal bead into the slingshot pouch, pulled back, and released. The shot arced gracefully and bounced off a nearby rock. Are you serious? The squad leader hissed. Yep, Hale said, grabbing another bead. He fired again, missed again. Another shot, miss. Inside the fortress, Corthan monitors picked up small pings on their shield sensors. Humans, an officer scoffed. They must be trying to distract us. Pathetic. They kept laughing. The real target. Hale kept shooting 10, 20, 30 beads. But something strange happened. Each miss wasn't random. Every shot hit rock formations surrounding the fortress specifically, targeting cracks, ridges, angles. As if he were calculating something, Vrenna leaned closer and whispered, You're not aiming at them. You're aiming at the terrain. Hale nodded. Corthan shields don't just block energy. They anchor into the surrounding rock for stability. He fired another bead, and if the anchor points shift, another bead, the shield compensates, another bead. But if all the anchor points shift simultaneously, a final bead, the shield destabilizes. Vrenna's eyes widened. You weren't missing. A grin. I never miss what I'm actually aiming for. The ground groaned. Cracks spider-webbed across the basalt walls. The ground beneath the fortress trembled as support slabs compromised by Hale. As precisely placed impacts shifted micrometers at the same time. The shield flickered. Once. Twice. Then, boom. A shockwave ripped across the valley as the entire shielding array catastrophically collapsed. Without the stabilizing field, the fortress's plasma cannons overloaded, detonating like miniature suns. Basalt Fortress fell, crumbling, imploding, shattered from the foundation up. Aftermath. The coalition forces stared in disbelief. The Corthans stared even harder. A fortress unbeatable by fleets. undone by a human with a bag of metal beads and a slingshot. When Hale walked past the rubble, a stunned Corthan officer croaked, You missed every shot." Hale winked, "Just not the ones that mattered." And for the first time, the galaxy stopped laughing.